So how did you get around everything?
Well, more or less by chasing content. Michelangelo and I were in constant communication, and he was able to get us some videos that people actually didn't have. Adom-Otchere sacking from or escorting out from the national headquarters the arrival of His Excellency the President.
Adom-Otchere went there to try and what?
She went there to vote.
NPP Super Delegates?
Yes, she went there to vote.
Oh, wow.
And the thing was, because the total number of delegates for the headquarters was just about 151, it was easy to pick her out.
But what did she say? What did she tell the people?
She told the police officers that she was coming to vote.
She's a delegate?
Well, I don't know. So I mean, I can't speculate. We can speculate, but I can't say.
Okay, let's see that video. Let's see that video and then come back. It's only 30 seconds long. Here is Adom-Otchere attempting to cast a ballot at the NPP National Super Delegates Congress in Accra. Okay, so viewers, you saw that. I don't know. But that's a good reminder. It's very good that you brought it up. Okay, so then what happened after on Saturday?
So after, we had to chase some footage at YMCA, which was where the Greater Accra Regional Election Polling Center was. And that was when the incidents happened. So you were reaching me throughout the day, but I don't know if you noticed. After the results had been counted and declarations were going on, that was when
that's when we couldn't do it because we were trying to get what videos you have and what we should do with it. Okay.
So that was just, it's minor.
We were in Kumasi. When Ibrahim joins us, you come and tell you what happened in Kumasi. But this is very good work. This is excellent work that you guys have done. So you told me this is your stronghold tracker. What's that?
Okay, so basically we are assessing the supposed, and we are using supposed because we are not very sure of the science yet, but supposedly, these are the various zones or the various strongholds of the candidates, the three front runners. So we have the 5 regions in the north so
we're assuming that the 5 regions in the north are Dr. BAWUMIA's strongholds.
It's an assumption. Now.
And the yellow is what?
The yellow is no man's land.
Okay, so the red is what?
Ashanti region.
That's Ashanti.
Yeah,
and that's, you're assuming that's Alan-Kyerematen's Martin's stronghold.
Please.
And the purple?
Central
region. Yes, okay. And we're assuming this is Dr. BAWUMIA's stronghold.
Kennedy
Japan's stronghold. So you are saying in the stronghold tracker that looking at how they perform in their strongholds, you give Dr. BAWUMIA 81, not that you give, that's what he got.
Yes, please.
Oh, he got 81% in the 3 northern regions. Is it more than 3?
No, it's more than 3 now.
Okay, so 3
North
and then
East,
Upper East, Upper West.
Yes.
Okay, so 5.
Yes.
Okay. So Dr. BAWUMIA got 81% in those places.
Yes.
So more or less, he lived up to the expectation of a stronghold.
Exactly. I mean,
okay. In the stronghold that you give to Alan-Kyerematen, Ashanti region, which is an assumption, he gets 8.4%. Okay. He doesn't win the stronghold.
No.
In the stronghold that you attribute to Kennedy Japan as an assumption, he gets 35.2%. Does he win it?
No.
He doesn't win it.
Yes, but the thing about Central Region is that Central Region is quite peculiar. Because if you even look at the history of Central Region, the 1969 general election, where there was 140 seats, Central Region had 15 seats. All the 15 seats were won by Prime Minister Buzia of the PP. Then we came to 1979. 1979, Central Region still had 15 seats. The country had 140 seats. But something interesting happened. The PNP, who won the election, Central Region had
Liman's
Party had 8. And then guess who had the rest of the votes?
Banasco.
Oh,
yes. Action Congress Party.
Yes, please.
Action Congress Party. There's a song they used to play. Action Congress Party, Banasco, Diana. Tarek has the video.
Action Congress Party, Banasco. Yes,
that was it. But you were not born then, way.
No, please. Credit to my history teacher.
Yes, you are right. But Banasco's connection with the Central Region was absolute. Strong. In fact, we need to revise our analysis on mills. See, we've been saying, and I think somebody said, I don't know whether a historian here said it. Somebody said that, or was this Samioku, that Central Region people, you have to build the... Yes. Who said that? Recently on this show, when we were talking about, the guy who came to speak for Alan-Kyerematen.
The connection.
Yes, he said you have to build a connection.
Yes.
Because it doesn't happen quickly.
Yes.
And that Mills took 2-3 terms or something like that
before
to win. Before he won,
region.
They didn't respond to Jenano Pokwajiman. But they responded to Banasco significantly.
Yes. But
Banasco had been a successful minister of agriculture.
Yeah, commissioner for Banda. But you see, you also have to look at 79's peculiar nature. The popular person in the front runner for the PNP was not Limani originally. It was Imoro Igala, who had served as Minister for Information, Health, External Affairs, all under Nkrumah. And then the SMC, that's the Supreme Military Council, disqualified him for supposed acts of corruption under the Nkrumah regime. So Liman was, he was a technocrat, a diplomat. He completed Ligon. He was working in the Foreign Service. He was just brought in and made the leader of the party. So that's the PNP. So if you even look at the sum of votes of the PFP, led by Victor Uso, and then the UNC by William Ofuriatta, you'd observe that the sum of their votes was mostly more than Liman.
In certain places.
In certain places, that is. So, if the first round...
So what's the point relating to Central Region and Banasco?
Central Region is a no man's land. It is very difficult
but if we continue from 79, we come to 92. JJ had it.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes, but 96, JJ was not from there.
Yes, 96... Christine Checha got Cape Coast.
Cape Coast,
yes. I remember. And then there were a few...
Christine Checha stayed a bit, a while.
Cape Coast and other parts of the center, but NDC won it again.
But if you look at Central Region, if you look at Cape Coast South, for instance, when there was a blue wave in 2016, Cape Coast South voted for Akufo-Addo, all right, but they kept Ricketts Hagan. At that time, I was in Augustine's, Hagan was everywhere. So people didn't support Mahama, right? So one thing about Central Region is a no man's land. You don't claim that because you are from Central Region, you will win. You have to do the work. That's how the dynamics are.
It may have some history in, it may have a connection in anthropology of Central Region. Because you see, there are many tribes there.
Yes.
The Ashantis are there. There are Sin areas of Ashantis.
There
are the other people, the Winiba people.
The Futus and
the Futus are there as well. There are some Guans in there.
Yes.
And then you have the Fantis, who starts from like Mankesim.
Yeah, so
from Mankesim, Cape Coast, Elmina, Papa Kusindum. They are the Fantis.
Yes,
but they are not the majority in Central Region. But they sort of capture the image of Central Region. If you're talking about Central Region behavioral patterns, you're referring to the Fantis. The language in Central Region, you're referring to the Fantis. But Kennedy Japo is an Ashanti.
Yes.
But he's from Central Region.
But
so that may explain why we have that diversity in Central Region.
But we even often forget the crew.
Oh, the crew are there too?
The crew are there. And these are people from Sierra Leone, Liberia,
who
fish this type of fish that we put in kontomire or okros to give flavor.
Okay.
I've forgotten it. Kako.
I see.
And so because of Kako, they moved and spread across the coast of West Africa, particularly among Central Region. But the problem is the crew, they don't like the Buzia Dankwa tradition.
Okay.
Traditionally.
Yeah.
Because you remember the aliens compliance
order.
So now they've mixed with the Fantis, but they still have their identity. Their families carry on the tradition.
Talk of the crews, we have to remember also the potential effect of the Liberia camp in Central Region. Because Buduburam is now about 35, 40 years old.
Yes.
Something like that.
They are stuck.
And so there are some generations of Buduburam mites who were born here who only know Ghana, but they are Liberians.
Yes.
And they still keep their Liberian identity.
Yes.
So, and they may be a significant constituency by now. I don't know whether they're in Howard Kumson's place or,
They would be, there would be after Kaswa.
After Kaswa, okay.
Kaswa to them, but yes.
Okay.
Fete. So before Fete,
so they are forming a constituency by and large. So that explains it. We'll have to look at it in great detail.
Region is you can't say I'm from there.
Yes.
So they will vote
as we prepare for 2024, we have to look at the regional analysis and see whether we can drill down to some real data. That gives us. Okay, so this is how you conclude on this stronghold tracker. Dr. BAWUMIA performed 81%, Alan 8.4, Kennedy Japan 3.5. Okay, what's this next? Swing
region. So initially, we had Greater Accra, Western Region, Brong-Ahafo Region, and Central Region as the swing regions. Now, because of the breakup, between Western North, Western, Brong-Ahafo, Ahafo East, we can't really tell. So now for the swing regions, we have a Greater Accra and Central. For sure, we know these are the swing regions. The rest, we are yet to see the patterns. And for the swing regions, Mohamed BAWUMIA had half of the super delegates. Honorable Kennedy Japan had 21%, and then Honorable Alan Chuma.
So this is Greater Accra results.
Yes, please.
Greater Accra results.
Yes, for the three.
21. Who did better? Kennedy was beating Alan.
Yes.
Ooh, I see. Okay, so that's swing rate. So that's Greater Accra. And then the other swing is what?
Central.
Oh,
again.
Central. Again, okay.
So you see the dynamics.
So in the two swing regions, Dr. BAWUMIA won in every region, so that's not even complicated. But in the two swing regions, Kennedy Japan beat Alan-Che Martin in both.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
The two swing
So Kennedy beat
now.
Alan in the swing regions. 35-7 is significant. That's Central. That's where we call his stronghold. And then the other one, it's
21 to 19.
21 to 90. That's close. Greater Accra.
Which is quite understandable because Greater Accra is quite more cosmopolitan in nature as opposed to.
Okay.
Central.
Let's move on now.
National headquarters. And this is important because of the kind of people here. You see, the political parties, the wheel with which you ride onto the Jubilee House or the state or government, you cannot govern the country without the support of the political party. The national headquarters represents the creme de la creme of the NPP, particularly the super delegates. So you have people like the national executives voting there, you have the former presidents voting there, and such persons. And therefore, failure to have their support may be relatively difficult to govern. And once again, you can look at Liman again. The fact that he didn't really have the strong base of the PNP, which culminated in him having just 1% majority, and that one person even left. And so his budget was rejected, his nominee for Chief Justice was rejected.
Suggesting that Liman didn't have the support of the creme de la creme of the PNP.
Exactly.
But he has the support of Igala, who brought in.
Yes.
It was only Igala.
Yes. So, and a lot of people felt that, you've brought this person who is not a traditional politician. And you see, the thing is, politics goes beyond intellect and intelligence. He may be very brilliant in the classroom or the office, but there's something connection. You must have that connection with people. And that's what Kwame Nkrumah had. Reason Kwame Nkrumah may put his PhD aside, which he had, and then come and speak to the people, and people could identify. And Kwame Nkrumah formed the CPP in 49.
Yes.
Just 2 years after he won the majority in the 51 elections, and was leader of government business, which he led throughout. So you are
contrasting Liman with Nkrumah.
Yes.
And saying that Liman didn't really have that. But our real conversation is that you're saying Liman didn't have the control of his super delegates in the PNP.
His super delegates.
They didn't connect with
his
him.
core.
And that made his governance problematic.
Yes.
Including the rejection of the budget, which then eventually led to the coup.
Yes, because things were not working.
So you're saying that here, if you don't have the support of the super delegates, it's problematic.
Yes. Okay, but that's the significance of the super delegates because super delegates constitute 0.8%.
Yeah.
And it's factual, it's true. That's a concession everyone must make. Therefore, winning the super delegates does not necessarily mean you may win the general. That's fine. However, it's not necessarily about the number of people that support you. It's about the quality of the weights behind you. So you may have, it's like Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss in the UK. Some analysts say that if you put Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss, and the one who was sacked, Boris Johnson. Before the British people, Boris Johnson would have given them a run for their money.
Boris will win.
He would have given
if they are running a presidential election,
Boris
will win.
He would have given them a run for but because of the constituency, the kind of people.
Key conservatives thought Boris has spent his time. So he's out because they will make governance difficult. So the Dr. BAWUMIA picks 60.8%, Kennedy gets 18.2%, and Alan-Che Martin gets 14.2%. Here again, Kennedy defeats Alan-Che Martin.
Yes. But the beauty of, I don't know if I should say beauty or, well, the beauty is,
the revelation.
Of the NPP is that, I always say, NPP is a dogfight. Nobody's entitled to nothing, contrary to public opinion. That's
really, eh?
Yeah.
You're right. Contrary to
check the history.
Public opinion thing, NPP is
no.
When patron clients.
We started from Aborigines' rights.
Yeah.
Look at what Mensa Saba had to do. Mensa Saba was virtually the face of Aborigines' rights. But did whatever he did culminate into him being politically viable? No. J.B. Dankwa came in the 20s. J.B. Dankwa led. He had a seat in parliament. He lost it. He wasn't enthroned. Then came Buzia. Buzia started with GCP, Ghana Congress Party.
In 54, way back.
Flopped. And then Kwame Nkrumah came, Avoidance of Discrimination Act. They put everything together, UP. Dombo was supposed to lead. But once again, he would have been enthroned. But they gave it to Buzia because he had the connections, he had the ability to speak. We have some speeches.
I get the point you're making. So
we have some speeches.
One may have said it is Dombo's entitlement. But the system that the conservative NPP ran is not just about the entitlement.
Yes.
It's about what you are bringing.
Who you are
at this time.
Yes. And it continues. It continues. You go to 69. Buzia was not just taken because he was the leader. When between 66 and 69, so initially he ran to the UK through Abidjan, through Ivory Coast, La Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
He ran to the UK.
But then he came back
But he
in
came back
1966.
from 1966 to 1969. He was the head of the National Commission for Civic Education then, and he literally went around all the constituencies in the country.
Yes. They said that an advantage was given to him. So
That was
you're saying
advantage.
Buzia campaigned.
Buzia campaigned.
So you need to campaign to win. Okay.
Exactly.
So Dr.
So
BAWUMIA
anybody
here-
can.
Okay, so you are concerned that we shouldn't be surprised that Kennedy has beaten Alan here.
Yes.
NPP is about dealing with it.
But Alan can go back to the drawing board and make a comeback, possibly.
Absolutely. All right. This is what National Headquarters.
National Headquarters.
Okay,
again,
it's still National Headquarters, and then this is the
visual
pie chart.
representation of it.
Okay. All right. Then what's this?
So
Zero votes tracker. What's that?
Okay, so we are tracking persons among the three who had no votes at all in any region. For
Kofi Konadu Apraku didn't have a vote in any region. We know that. Okay, but that's not our topic for tonight. So here you are zero votes tracker. So what Kennedy got? So this is Northeast.
yes, so Kennedy got 0 in one region, Northeast, because
So Kennedy, the
100%.
one here means he had 0 in one region. That region is Northeast.
Northeast.
Alan Chamartin had 0 in two
two
regions.
regions.
Those two are Northeast and Northern.
Northern.
And Dr. BAWUMIA didn't have 0 in any
in
region.
region. So at least
Okay.
he had.
Okay, I get this intro. What's analysis here then? Northeast voted for Dr. BAWUMIA 100%.
Obviously,
So everyone gets 0 there.
But
Northern region, Alan
but-
getting 0 is
still-
problematic.
despite the fact it was Northeast, but still, Alhaji Mahmoud BAWUMIA was able to eat into Ashanti region. That may be also as a result of the fact that Ashanti region tends to be a bit more also cosmopolitan than we think it is. I remember reading an article in high school that says that Kumasi is the most cosmopolitan city in Accra, not in Ghana, not Accra.
I've heard that too. Okay, so Northern region is a bit surprising that Alan Chamartin doesn't get anything there. That's what I'm worried about. Northeast we can understand, but Northern
Yes.
region, I mean, because significantly, historically, it's been said that Alan Chamartin's strong areas within the NPP are the Volta region and actually the Northern region. In fact, when we get to his performance in the OT region, it will show that he's quite strong in the Volta, the old Volta region. Then we can talk about whether that is Peter Meu's influence. But let's move from this slide on to the next one, which is the most competitive regions. So tell us about that.
So these are the three regions where you need the political elites. You need to work hardest for the political elites in these regions. That is the super delegates of these regions. Central region.
That's the point you're making. So these are the three where
It's
people
tight.
needed to work the hardest because it's so competitive.
Yes.
Okay. So that's Central, OT, and Ahafo. And you are drawing this analysis out of the data of the results.
Yes, the
The
figures.
results data shows that Central region, OT region, and Ahafo were the most competitive, isn't
Yes.
it? Okay. But Dr. BAWUMIA won all three, didn't he?
Yes. Oh.
Okay. So
He won all 17 of the-
Central region, Kennedy did quite well.
Yes,
And
35.
Alan did well in OT region as well.
20%.
Well, I mean, he did well
Yeah, that was
compared to
Yeah.
the rest that he did. Okay, all right. Ahafo region was also very competitive, wasn't
Yes. So see,
it?
43.3, 33.3. That's a 10
10
percentage.
percentage point difference. Okay,
Just 10.
this is Ahafo,
Ahafo.
and Alan is getting 10.
10.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then this is Central region, the competitive
Yes.
regions. Okay, Kennedy gets 35, Dr. BAWUMIA gets 50. So Dr. BAWUMIA actually does better over Kennedy in Central region than he does in Ahafo.
Yes.
That's also significant. How do we interpret that? Why is Ahafo will always have a snowballing from Ashanti.
Yes.
Usually.
Yeah, because
So
of the
I'm not sure why Dr. BAWUMIA didn't hit 50% over there, because usually Ahafo will snowball into Central region. But why is Dr. BAWUMIA doing better than Kennedy Japan in Ahafo region? We have to look at that as we go along. Central region, one of the competitive ones. Then here's OT region, another one that turned out to be competitive. Dr. BAWUMIA ends up with 53.3%, Alan Chamartin on 20. Oh, this is where Alan Chamartin defeats Kennedy.
Yes.
Oh, that's pleasurable
that's
to
when-
see, because it gives you another. Okay, so this is the region where Alan is not winning, but he comes second. Does
Yes.
he?
He comes second, and this is actually his best performance.
The 20%.
Yeah, with the second.
Okay. This is the only place he was second.
No, the other place he was second. The other place is basically we'll come to the.
Also,
Alan-
so OT is one. We'll come to.
OT,
You have a
yeah,
slide
yeah,
for that.
yes,
Okay,
please,
all right,
another-
perfect. Okay, so that's OT region. Now this is what.
This is highest and least. So this is where he garnered the most support.
This is for Alan Chamartin.
For Alan Chamartin.
His highest and his least.
Yes.
Okay, so OT
garnered
region was
most
where you get the highest support,
support.
20%.
Yes.
That's the highest.
Yes.
And then the lowest is 0, of course, in the Northeast, where everyone got 0. And the difference between his highest and his lowest is 20%. Okay, that's interesting. That's for Alan Kojo Chamartin. Dr. BAWUMIA's highest and lowest. Dr. BAWUMIA's highest was in the Northeast, where he cleaned up 100%. And then in Ahafo region, Dr. BAWUMIA's lowest was 43.3%. The difference in percentage points of Dr. BAWUMIA's highest and lowest is 56.7. That will feel lopsided because 100 has changed the whole equation. Well, so it's not the average. So
no, it's not the average.
I understand that, but the 100 will shoot this up significantly.
Yes.
That's what it is. Okay, so that was Dr. BAWUMIA's highest and lowest performance in the event. Kennedy Japan's highest and lowest. So in Central Region, he's getting 35%, and then his lowest, of course, is 0 in the Northeast, where everyone got 0. In between, the difference is 35.2% because it's 0 here. Okay, all right, very good.